Welcome everyone to the What's Left podcast. John here with Brad. Jake has the night off. Derek has generously offered to fill in, but Jake will also be joining us via pre-recorded video in our next section, so don't miss that. But we want to start off with what's left of the world here on the Derealization Nation Media Network. Check us out on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Like and subscribe to this video. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for making the Derealization Nation a real thing. Guys, we're going to start where we usually start on these things, and that's with Israel Gaza. The UN votes to allow a stabilization force to exist until 2027 under Trump's control. Arab countries are not sending troops, which is a bit scary because now we don't know exactly where these troops are going to come from. It does seem likely that these troops would end up having to be mercenary forces, which would be terrifying. So a mercenary Trump aligned force inside of Gaza, peacekeeping force, if you will, stabilization force. Um,
So is that not just the IDF?
uh, yeah, listen, yeah, but without we're doing this, yeah, this is just a slightly different version of that.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, because the IDF aren't just mercenary; they wholeheartedly believe in their fucking mission. They are a indoctrinated group of zealots who mostly believe in absolutely everything that they're doing, and that makes them more effective. Mercenaries are just far less predictable and more corruptible, which is just the way Donald Trump likes them. So anything. So I mean, on a scale from like 1 to 10, how terrified are you of the thought of Donald Trump being given a military force to run in Gaza?
I don't think that he knows how to run anything. We've already seen what happens when we give him the military of our country and let him run willy nilly with it. So I don't see what allowing him to have an outside entity like that's almost even worse. I think because at least like our military has some accountability in the sense of like they'll might be held accountable for what they do. These mercenary forces are not held accountable for what they do the same way that all over the world mercenaries aren't held accountable for what they do. And now Trump's running one. That sounds bad.
Sounds real bad. Derek, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly I agree with what Brad said. It really, to me, it just seems like another arm of the IDF. If
Mhm.
he's going to be sticking him in there, it really, I don't think Trump will have much to do with the say of what goes on with them while they're there.
Mm-mm.
But then, if you look at if it goes on until 2027 or whatever, once everything's said and done, now he's got a bunch of paid guys over there. And where does that lead us? And what does that lead to? With the situations already going on
Yeah.
over there the way they are. So
Yeah. For me, like one of the biggest, scariest things about Trump is his severe disinterest in the details of just about everything. He likes to think of himself as some kind of big picture guy. He doesn't care how you make it work, indict Jim Comey, fucking lock up Letitia James. But like the details of like why or how that happens have never been like his forte. And so him running anything, especially something as delicate as Middle East peace, is terrifying, absolutely terrifying. So one of the main sticking points in this is disarming Hamas. Uh, the idea of having no way to defend themselves at all is sort of a non-starter for most Palestinian groups. Not that any one group is 100% in charge yet, but it's sort of a non-starter for everybody because without a standing army, uh, then they would not be able to defend themselves. And there's no statehood in Palestine without some sort of government, some sort of, real live statehood. And that would include, somebody having some arms, being able to defend themselves from Israel, obviously. So, this idea that they're going to disarm Hamas, bring in this force, it's a little bit nuts because we have maniacs running this thing. So I can't see this being anything more than an escalation of violence waiting to happen when they try to do this. I just don't see any other way to see it.
I don't understand why the president who said no new wars is now creating mercenary militias to like to like peacekeep a war. I don't even understand. Like Donald, I thought you said there was a ceasefire. Why do you need to create a mercenary group? I don't. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah. No, it's crazy because I don't know why people seem to have this like other view of revisionist history of what Trump was in his first term, but he's not a peaceful president. He threw more bombs at people than anybody. He blew the mother of all bombs. Like he's not doesn't have a peaceful record. Um, and I don't see this as being any different. I don't. It's terrifying to
Well,
think that
it
he's
seems
running.
like he's going to an escalation, before even looking at, I mean, a lot of the places where they can pass in, to get out of there and seek refuge aren't even open, or if they are, it takes forever to get through them. So rather than go through the bureaucratic routes that we have in place and try to get things solved that way, it's like, oh no, just drop a militia in there. Like you said, it's only going to end in violence because I mean, what other reason do they have for doing it? There's other options that they aren't using,
No,
so
for sure. I mean, he's best friends with the entire with all of the Arab countries. You know what I mean? He loves like anybody else would hold them at arm's length because they are, terrorist dictators. Like they're crazy people. Like most people would be like, no, but Trump is embracing them because they're corrupt and they lie to him and tell him how much they fucking love his, gold office. And that's all that really matters to him. But escalating is the way that he negotiates. The art of the deal for Trump is let me light the room on fire and then negotiate glasses of water, to put it out. Like that's how you see it, the trade deal and everything. Like there's no deals here. We are in a worse position than we were before because he set the world on fire and then tried to, put it out by blowing on it. And it's not working. And this is definitely not going to work in the Middle East. I'll tell you that right now. I feel very confident saying that. Meantime, Israel has upped their aggression slowly, as they usually do, post ceasefire from 6 to 7 people a day, 7 to 8 people a day. Now we have 2 days in a row where over 30 people have been killed in attacks in Gaza by Israelis, as well as in Lebanon and the West Bank and Syria. So they continue to just be aggressive all over the region. Uh, and this is just how they do. Like this is their MO. They were including using cluster bombs in Lebanon. We do have a video. Thanks, Derek. It is just like it's crazy to see like in real life. Like these bombs are, I don't know, for a reason. We don't see these bombs used because they are war crimes. Um, but what's a war crime anymore? Just another. I'm going to turn off the sound so we can talk through it. But if you watch these videos, if you're listening, you're seeing people being targeted, and then the scatter shot and size and scale of these bombs is insane. And of course, Israel says that um, Jesus, the explosion starts and then spreads across a large surface area. And of course, Israel finds munitions in tunnels, and this is their excuse for wholesale carpet bombing an entire country. They really just do that. Like if there's one person in the country they want, they will bomb the whole country to hit that target. Um, Absolutely insane to see this shit.
There's nothing that's going to stop them from taking Lebanon. Like
No,
it's just, what I mean, they're just like strategically placing themselves to be essentially the United States of the Middle East, to
yeah,
where they are just the dominant military power in the Middle East, and they will flex their muscle whenever they want to. And if you get in the way, Big Brother is right there behind us, ready to blow you literally off the face of the earth if you dare attack Israel.
yeah,
well, I think it's important to point out why these things are banned the way they are too. Is it's not just that they spread like that, but if it's I think it says without throughout the course of this video too, but
hmm
about 40% of the munitions that get dropped don't explode. So it
right,
becomes essentially landmines out there for the civilians, so and these are all just left,
yeah.
which is a big reason.
Yeah, it's also, I mean, it's also true that they've used these bombs, these types of bombs in Gaza as well. And so you basically just have all these landmines waiting around for children to step on or people who are, I don't know, say searching for hostages amongst the rubble are in danger of being blown to smithereens by a hidden piece of a cluster bomb as well. So, you know, continues to be sick. We have to continue to monitor the situation with the UN, but there just doesn't seem to be a lot of hope. It really would take the Arab countries finding a spine and a conscience and standing up for Palestine to really force what really needs to happen, which is one person, one vote in that region. Like no more apartheid, no more uh, no more concentration camp, no more yellow line. You know, freedom for the Palestinian people is what has to
I,
happen in that reason.
I mean, the Israeli officials earlier in the week, or maybe at the end of last week, one of the two. I mean, they flat out just said there will not be an establishment of the Palestinian people. Like that's not happening. Like we're
Yeah,
not giving Palestine. Like that's not a thing. Palestine has no right to exist. Is essentially what Israel's saying.
100%. We covered a bunch of some of the uh, what they were saying last week, but also just like it's worth noting, like even X had to turn off Hebrew translation to save them from themselves, like
Yeah,
because some of the rhetoric was so violent and hateful, and that's on X, which is literally the place to go to be violent and hateful. Like there is no better place to spread your hate than there.
dude,
Um,
that's where I spread all my hate. Honestly, like I do not give a fuck. I love talking shit on there because I can say whatever I want. So I just be talking crazy to these MAGA kids. I
yeah.
don't care. You deserve to be
Someone's got to
bullied
do
at
it.
every
Someone's got to do
opportunity.
it.
Yep, you deserve to be bullied at every opportunity. You're stupid, and someone needs to remind you.
I mean, God bless. I support that work.
Yeah, sorry. Either way, hey, real quick before we get back into it, you've got to move over to the window. Yep, so much better. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. It bothers Brad when I'm off center.
I don't like it
It doesn't
because
like
John will get the way off center. So now he's like, this is his video. If you watch it, this is John talking in the podcast.
I like to lean, I like to move. I can't stay put. Like I'll be here for a minute. But let's go to Venezuela, the Caribbean, where US is flying recon flights above the Caribbean and near Venezuela. Um, the the escalation here is insane. And it really does seem like Trump intends to uh, invade Venezuela and soon. Um, what do you guys think? Is this a, I don't want to say, I mean, is this all for show or is this actually going to happen?
I think that. Go ahead, Derek. Go ahead.
No, I really don't know. I mean, it's there's just so much going on right now to add this into the mix just seems like too much even for him, you know. But I don't know. Um, I'm just kind of watching this one. I haven't been, I'm not too informed on that whole situation. So,
Yeah.
um,
Well, I don't think anybody really is, to be fair. Like it's really it is there's a lot of speculation going on. But like honestly, I don't think it's any deeper than what has always been true about Venezuela. Like we created the cartels there. We have been involved in that government. There's been problems because of oil companies who used to own Venezuela, essentially. And they are again supporting this Machado who won the not Machado, the other one, the one, yeah, Machado who won the Nobel Peace Prize. Like this is like there's an actual coup going on, like a planned coup going on by a right wing extremist in that country. Like these are people that basically work for the oil company and for the United States of America. Like it is already happening. It's just a matter of like, is this U.S. military intervention going to actually happen, or is it just there to threaten and support this overthrow? So it's I don't know. It's interesting. It was it's something to watch, but like I said, I don't think anybody actually knows. It's more of a guess. You got any guesses, Brad? Are we gonna get involved?
Yeah, I think it's the same thing as we do with Israel, just not quite. You know what I mean? So this is for oil. This is for the executives. This is for the billionaires. This one's for the money class. And we're just over there flexing.
Yeah,
Like pretty much just like, listen, you either play nice and just go ahead and let us overthrow your entire government and instill this right wing extremist, or we'll keep blowing up your fucking civilians every time they put a boat in the fucking water.
yeah.
You pick. I don't care which one. Make up your goddamn mind. But that's
I
what it is.
I think in a fucked up way too. I think Rubio thinks this is like his redemption song. He thinks that if he frees Venezuela from Maduro, then he's somehow going to be like a hero, even though he's supporting the mass deportation guy. I feel like because he is really is leading the charge on this one, and he is also a neocon maniac who just believes in American imperialism as well. But I mean, beyond that, I think it also soothes his achy conscience. Did you guys know we accidentally invaded Mexico today? Or on Monday?
But what,
It was on Monday. I think it was Monday.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, just in a bout of competence, our military set up well they had actually paid a contractor to set up some boundaries on a beach that they thought was U.S. territory. They said that they would stop and search anyone who was there. Mexican authorities removed the signs and threw them away on a very popular at the very popular Playa de Bagdad in Mexico. The U.S. has apologized for the mistake. There seems to be no escalation. Mexico is taking it rather well. Uh, but still, if this was not a more well-balanced world leader, this could be very bad. And this is what happens when you put a drunk moron in charge of the Defense Department. You get shit like this. It just, I just think that's a headline you're only going to get under this presidency. I think the accidental
first
invasion
off,
of Mexico.
get it right, boy. It's the Department of War.
I
We're spending hard-earned American taxpayer dollars to make it the fucking Department of War. These people, they're fucking the no new wars president is spending taxpayer money to make sure we have a Department of War.
yeah.
That's what our tax dollars are for. We had a discussion on whether or not children should eat, but we should definitely spend American money to rename the Department of Defense.
If it makes you feel any better, it's the first not lie that he's told during his presidency. It's the first true the first true thing that's been said by the Trump administration is truly the Department of War. It always has been. Uh,
That's true.
Department of Imperialism.
And smart people don't like me. That was the other one.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. He did say that.
The thing that pisses me off, so just as because I feel like I almost like some of my the way they spend my tax money is almost conservative from a standpoint.
Hmm.
Like if I had to pick one thing that I will agree with a real Republican on, it's like taxation. Just like where my money's allocated. I don't care if you're going to tax me. That's the cost of living in a civilized society. However, there should be a little bit of discretion about where the money goes. And right now we're fucking showing like flexing muscle on Venezuela with taxpayer dollars and for what? Like that stuff is crazy. Just show them the bill of what we spent on the Department of Defense. Just invoice them a fucking bill on what we spent this year, beefing up our military, and be like, do you really want these fucking problems? And stop spending money. Like you could this could all be solved with an email.
Right. 100%. I don't I think it is malpractice for any politician, Democratic politician, to not run in the next election to fucking doge the Department of Defense. To absolutely go in there with a fucking flamethrower and tear that place apart. That is the only and to fund every other government agency back to the back and beyond where it needs to be to stabilize Social Security, to stabilize Medicare, Medicaid, and to take a flamethrower, well, not a flamethrower, to do it the right way. Take an army of auditors to the Department of Defense and fucking let's do some taxes. Like let's do some fucking mathematics and find out where the fuck my money is being spent. And then when
When's the
these
last time that passed an audit? I mean, it's been,
decades,
I don't, yeah.
Oh,
de decades, not
oh,
it's the only agency that cannot pass an audit is the Pentagon.
they definitely did not pass it in 2001.
Yes. Yeah,
So I'm
probably
saying
yeah, probably
the people
starting
don't
in
forget, George. The people don't forget.
they don't forget. I mean, it was probably start they probably stopped passing audits right around the time the Cold War started. Maybe the space race. I'm not sure.
I'm saying though, for you to say that, if you were to have like, obviously we have a national platform. Like, if this was to blow up tomorrow,
Hmm.
if they started hearing you talking about auditing the Department of Defense, you might not make it off this episode, brother.
It's true. There might
If
be
you
a
were a
lace.
if you were a real candidate for change and you walked up there and you're like, and I'm going to audit the Department of Defense, they'd be like, the fuck you are. That's a terrible car accident you're about to have.
Yeah, I'm already a little worried that
God. Yeah.
you'd tell me if you saw a laser pointed at me, right?
Yeah. Oh, our condolences to your family. What? Yeah,
Uh,
right. No, yeah, they'll never let that shit happen, bro. That's where if there is money laundering or misappropriation of money or abuse in any budget, maybe the one that's $1 trillion should be looked at just a smidge harder.
you'd think, but no, let's make it 1.1 and some change trillion dollars instead. We just give and give and give. All right. Can we end this segment here in uh in Budapest, but talking about Russia, Ukraine. Ukraine showed up for supposed peace talks in Budapest. The U.S. envoy was supposed to be there, pulled out at the last second. We'll talk about why here in a second. But Zelenskyy showed up with European delegates and his own peace plan to talk about. But the problem with that is that previous to that, Trump had gotten together with his buddy Putin. Dmitriev, or whatever his name is, has been here. He flew in clandestinely a few weeks ago. Nobody knew why. Apparently, it's been to negotiate this deal. So the U.S. and Russia came to the deal that they want to force on Ukraine. The details are scarce, but some of the things that we do know are that they would have to cede significant territory, which Russia has not taken yet, including the East Donbass region and Crimea. They would have to cut their armed forces in half and reduce and abandon certain weapons, including long-range missiles. So basically, leave themselves defenseless. And I'll just remind those who don't know that this started uh, when the U.S. gave similar security guarantees in 1994 to Ukraine to give up their nuclear missiles to satisfy Putin or to satisfy Russia in 1994. And it has never satisfied them, not once. They have been attacking Ukraine at every available opportunity and taking little bits and pieces ever since. The U.S. Has done frankly a piss poor job of keeping up their end of the bargain and keeping Ukraine safe from Russia since Ukraine gave up their nuclear weapons. And so, historically speaking, guys, if you are Ukrainian, you look at this deal and you see history repeating itself, do you not? Over and over.
Derek,
Yeah,
you want
absolutely.
to
Yeah. No, I mean, and not only do you see it repeating, but this is, this comes shortly after, um, oh shoot, what had just happened? 26 people were just
Yes.
killed.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and that was within the past 48 hours for sure.
Yes.
And so, this happens, and then all of a sudden we're turning around and talking, peace deals and ceding and cutting our military in half, and that just feels like a slap in the face. I can't believe that they would entertain anything like this. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was good enough for Netanyahu. It just seems to be it's U.S. policy. Ceasefire for some and not for all. Brad, what do you think? This is historically uh not a historically ugly for Ukraine. I don't think they could possibly agree to this.
yeah, it's like if a bully tells you to close your eyes and then punches you in the face, you're probably going to be reluctant to keep closing your fucking eyes just to let him punch you in the face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's there's no way there's gonna be like, actually, you know what? That sounds right because the UN's had my back and stopped Russia from trying to invade me, so I should probably continue to give up my weaponry. That sounds right.
Yeah. Good news is Zelensky kind of checkmated Trump. Well, checked him. Almost can't say checkmated, but
Sure.
he put him in check by showing up at this peace negotiation with some European countries and with the support of European countries. So Europe is demanding and backing Ukraine and saying, no, 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 we will have a say in this peace. And so now negotiations are set with Trump. Well, they're not set yet, but they will be set with Trump and Zelensky over the U.S.-Russia peace deal, but he's likely to fucking kick and scream and whine and yell at uh, Zelenskyy to accept the unacceptable here, is what I imagine. I, I just think it's interesting how, you know, yesterday and the day before, the Epstein files were the only thing trending on any social media account ever. And then all of a sudden, it's almost like Trump called his buddy Vlad crying and said, Vlad, you got to get me out of this. You got to do something. So they talk peace deal. He drops some bombs. They make these big announcements. It starts to get a little bit better. And then all of a sudden, he's trying to hang Democrats, and we are off. And you cannot find Epstein files on any social media right now. But you will find it in our next segment, What's Left. So check that out. Check out that video. We're going to talk that. We're going to talk. We're also going to talk about that video and how Trump is threatening to hang Democrats. But we'll do that on the other side on our next segment. This has been What's Left of the World. Thanks to Derek and Brad, and I hope Jake's enjoying his movie. But check out the next one. Until next time, I'm John.
Derek.
Good.
And I'm Brad.
And that's what's left.
We're working out the kinks.
Yeah, yeah.